everybody, and welcome back to Elden Dogs. It has been a long time. It took some extra effort for us to get to the Haligtree, and Melania is, of course, quite unforgiving. My name is Sir Gideon Offnear, and I have been trying to find these bastards for a long time. I'm a good guy, trust me.
I am Alexander Iron Fist.
I am learning to talk today.
Yes, I was robbed of an hour of sleep last night, and I'm still upset about it. I'm a big jar boy who likes to smash things and eat people.
Although today I might want to just change my name to Let Me Solo Her in honor of the great Let Me Solo Her. If you're listening or if you know him, know them, just get me in contact. I want to talk with them. And this is Hair of the Dogcast, your favorite podcast about video games and beer and
people with a letter M at the beginning of their name.
And yes, and their weird twin alter egos. A lot of dichotomy. We're today discussing Elden Ring again, and welcome everybody back because it's been a while. We actually got some messages like, yo, when is Elden Dogs coming? I'm like, well, we're going to talk about Cave Johnson for a second. We'll get there, and we wanted to make sure to be ready for this episode because it's a special episode. We're talking about the Haligtree. We're talking about Miquella and Melania. Before we get into all of that, though, we have a DLC announcement. Yes, which has happened since the last episode. On February 28th at 2 a.m. in the morning, the Elden Ring Twitter's like, here you go.
Good a time as any.
No pomp, no circumstance. Rise tarnished and let us walk a new path together. An upcoming expansion called Shadow of the Erdtree is currently in development. We hope you look forward to new adventures in the lands between. And I think it's just, I think it's appropriate that, or it's fortuitous that we landed on this episode today because the image that they showed for the DLC, it's Miquella. I mean, there is no confirmation, but that is just like the heavy speculation. And
on Torrent, too.
Yes, on our beloved steed. Or perhaps, if Torrent's letting other dudes ride him, I'm going to be hurt. If you've ever seen Cannibal the Musical, the main character goes through a breakup with his horse because he catches his horse letting another person ride him. It's not a great film all the way through, but some of the songs are good. Yeah, his horse just lets anyone ride him. And the horse is named after his girlfriend. Funny story. But yes, so the DLC, what we know about it, there's an image of a child, could be female or male, with long hair, riding what looks to be Torrent, going towards malformed Erdtree. We don't know anything else about it. After we've done our research and learned a lot about Miquella and Saint Trina, and that they're the same person, and that there's dreams, and all of this. I mean, I think what really makes me think the DLC is going to be about Miquella is just the amount of cut content regarding all of it seems to be regarding Miquella, and I think that they were just like, pull it all out. We're just gonna make that'll be what we reveal and perfect the next story.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that points to it being a really good DLC too, because it's like this was originally going to be in the game anyway, but maybe we didn't want to rush it. Maybe the story got too big and it needed to be its own thing.
I think a lot of the gameplay and the areas will be new, but like anything that might be hinting at a more concrete definition of Miquella, they're like, we want to pull that out because they will answer some questions. We're going to drink a special beer today. This is the S'mores Temptress. This is from our beloved good friend Ryan Christianek, and this is from Lakewood Brewing. And it's 9.1% Imperial Milk Stout, brewed with lactose, sugar, chocolate, and vanilla. And it says the Temptress, so I thought it was appropriate with Melania.
Yep,
because I'm tempted to never play Elden Ring again after fighting her. It smells great.
It does smell like a s'more.
Yeah. Very marshmallowy flavor to it.
That, for 9%, has like no booze taste to it.
Hopefully it has a booze feel to it.
Oh, it will.
Last night was a Scotch night. So we're gonna just start with our discussion about Miquella and Melania. Miquella and Melania are twins. They are potentially, I mean, from what we know, the last of the demigod children. They are born from Jaime and Cersei Lannister. At least something like that. America and Radagon are, of course, two sides of the same person. How you split yourself. If there's like a female version of me running around, like, how did this happen? How did I split?
Also, I've done the Snapchat filter thing where it turns you into a girl.
Yeah.
And I am beautiful. I am drop dead gorgeous. And it's crazy because it got rid of my beard like way too well.
Yeah. My beard was too big, and they're like, you're going to have something just like, there's like a glowing hair around my feminine face.
They're like, just keep airbrushing. It'll get out of there.
I think I was pretty, but I don't know. But yeah, these are twins, and Melania, we know from, she fought Radon in Caelid. We don't know 100% why they were upset at each other, but they had the most epic battle, and she is afflicted with scarlet rot. That's just part of being born from incestuous same parents, I guess. They kind of are two sides of the same coin, where Melania is heavily just like involved in death and dying. She's just like eternally dying, which sounds pretty bad.
So heavy metal.
Just always dying. She's going blind. Her limbs are falling off.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, Miquella is the eternal child, representing life, representing youth, and can't grow old, which sounds very bad too.
For a short period of time as a kid, it would be awesome. You'd have that Peter Pan phase where you're like, this is pretty dope. I get to be a kid all the time. But then, like, 20 years of that, you're like, man, I really wish I was tall enough to reach the cereal in the cupboard up there.
Also, like, Miquella's Tinder account, just like, I promise I am 25.
Yeah, I might look 12. Yeah. I am 485.
I'm pretty old.
Yes.
And yeah, so from what we know about Miquella, he is awesome. Generally, I mean, people have good feelings towards him. Miquella wants to like protect the people that aren't getting the love, the misbegotten, the Albinorics, pretty much anyone that is despised or loathed. He's like, we have a spot, like, we'll take care of you.
He's probably a big My Chemical Romance fan.
Why?
Because he just subscribes to that Black Parade, you know? Like
that's what the Black Parade is? I don't know.
Well, the Black Parade is supposed to be like the vision that comes to the dying man in the album. Like that's how he sees death approach him.
Okay.
But it's for all the outcasts and all the emos. And I feel like he would have been like, hey, yeah, put your eyeliner on, paint those fingernails black, get out here, we're having a good time. You can come ride with me.
So Miquella's leading the Black Parade to the Haligtree.
I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah, and he might have worn eyeliner. We don't have confirmation.
He definitely wore eyeliner.
Well, his new boyfriend, Moog, definitely wears some eyeliner. He's like, I don't like metal music that much. Moog's like, yeah, you're coming with me.
Yeah, Moog needs a spa day. Moog's looking rough.
Moog is that kind of guy who loves the fact that he smells bad.
He's the kind of guy at a metal show who like purposely punches people.
Yeah, yep. And he's like, that's just the nature of the show. It's like, it wasn't until you showed up, Moog.
Yes.
And that kid is not old enough to be in here, and I think he's in a cocoon. I don't know what's going on here.
You have to get your chair out of here. Wait a minute, is that a pelvis?
Yeah, are you sitting on a pelvis? You rolled him in? And Miquella's kind of got like a smart guy Taj Mowry thing going on. A child that's incredibly gifted. He is a creator. He's an inventor. He was a Golden Order fundamentalist because there are incantations you find where he's like, I created these dope-ass rings of light for you, Dad. And if I was the dad, I'd be like, this is the best kid.
Yeah.
You're my favorite kid now. Because he's making new incantations for him. But after Godwyn gets killed in the Night of Black Knives, Miquella is trying to find a cure to like let him properly die, get his soul back, just let him die a proper death. So he invents a number of weapons that are involved in like killing those who live in death and putting them down. And yeah, Miquella's just got his hands in a lot of pots. And like just the fact that he's an inventor, but then after the Golden Order didn't find cures for both Godwyn and Melania's Scarlet Rot, he starts his own thing. He's like, I'm going beyond Christianity. We're going to the Book of Mormon, and he starts doing what is like called the unalloyed gold, which the unalloyed gold, just breaking it down by words, it is pure. It is pure gold. There's no taint, and I think it's partially an ideology that Miquella just wants whatever works and he'll be pure with it, not trying to add extra things that aren't necessarily contributing to his goal, but also just everything's decked out in pure gold.
Yeah, so not only is he single-minded in his pursuit of, trying to get Godwin a proper, I guess a proper resting place then, but he looks dope as fuck doing it.
Yeah.
Because everything's gold.
Everything's just covered in gold. And yeah, and that's a lot of the imagery that you're going to see with Miquella. Also, is Saint Trina. Some cut content more would confirm that Saint Trina is associated with sleep, and they are generally depicted as a woman. So I'm not sure if it's a Radigan America split like what's going on with him, where it's like his alter ego, or maybe it's like he's Clark Kent and Saint Trina is his superhero. I'm going to make you dream. Like, I don't know what he's up to. But yeah, Miquella also creates the Haligtree. And the Haligtree is a form of an Erdtree. It's planted with his own blood. It looked like it was doing good for a while. When your sister is afflicted with scarlet rot, though, she will damage the property.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate, but it's security deposits for wherever they live are going to be higher than normal.
No cats, no dogs, no scarlet rot.
Yep.
Those are the three things on the lease. Otherwise, it's extra.
Yeah, you also pay for heat and water.
Is there a giant lake in the basement now? It looks sketchy down there. Melania is terrifying, powerful, heavy metal, and they're twins that are just linked, and they stay close their entire life, which is cool. Melania, though, she is out running errands. I don't know if she was picking up some food or she was running to pick up some takeout Pizza Hut, get that big New Yorker. And she comes back, and Miquella, who had planted himself into the tree, is gone. Mo showed up and took the whole cocoon. Sneaky guy. I don't know how he got in there that far, but he can emerge from blood, so he would just have to have somebody make a pool of blood, and he could just, like, pop in.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's a big fan of the pop-in.
Yeah. He unannounced.
Yeah. Don't give him... He doesn't need a key.
He will drink your beer and steal your brother.
He's like the Kramer of Seinfeld. The door's always open as long as there's blood. He just comes sliding in.
And he's probably going to offend somebody at some point.
Yes.
The Kramer dynasty I would go to. Yeah. So Melania comes back home. Miquella's gone. She fucking goes crazy. He was able to, though, Miquella, create the unalloyed gold needle.
Was she losing her mind before she lost Miquella? Or do you think that was, like, because she has scarlet rot that's obviously withering her down. But do you think that was the tipping point, or was she losing her mind before that?
She, well, with the unalloyed gold needle Miquella created for her, she actually, like, had it in her body, and it quelled the rot. But when she was fighting Radon, she needed to go Super Saiyan 4. Yeah. And you can't do that with the needle.
No sensu beans.
No sensu beans. Yajirobe was too afraid to go to Caelid, as all of us were. I'm not even blaming Yajirobe for all of Caelid. But she has, I mean, the needle snaps and she blooms there. There's a thing with her affliction because she, like the Scarlet Rot goddess, one of the many outer gods. There are a lot of outer gods, but if she blooms 3 times, she will become like the god, the Scarlet Goddess.
So she bloomed when she fought Radon.
Once.
And then when's the second time?
She blooms during the battle. She doesn't bloom 3 times.
Oh, okay. I thought...
There's a bloom outside of the room, and from everything I've read, people don't think that's hers. It might be Millicent's sisters, probably Amy.
I was under the impression that there was a second bloom that had happened that I needed to discover through lore or something.
Yeah, there is a bloom right outside of the room, but I've seen one of the biggest things is that when you do kill Millennia, it doesn't say God slain.
That makes me scared.
Well, she's gone now, so she can't.
I know, but...
Well, she's not gone for you yet.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah. Miquella also is able to stop Scarlet Rot because he's that badass. But Millennia was carried back after the battle from Caelid. We're going to run into the ashes of the hero who brought her back. But that's kind of setting up what the Haligtree is. It's this incredibly hard to get to destination, which is where we're heading towards. But you actually have to get the 2 pieces of the medallion. And one of the longest running quests in the game, like you'll find the first half in the Albanoric village and the other half in Castle Sol. And it is just not fucking easy to get to the Haligtree.
No.
And it's really the last place you want to go. It is the challenge area, the difficult, like, all right, this is where we're going to fuck you part of the game.
This is where we're going to fuck you.
The part where we fuck you.
I hope you put lipstick on.
Yeah, because it's happening.
Yeah.
And we talked about going to Castle Sol and getting the other half of the medallion, but it was purposefully incredibly difficult to get there to protect the Haligtree. They didn't want Gideon or any other dickbags getting there. I am a dickbag.
And Gideon got really close to the guy in the pot.
He did, but he also would not have done well with Commander O'Neill or Commander Niall in Castle Sol. Gideon does. I'm a pretty good fighter, but I'm not. Let me solo her by any means.
Nah, he would have gotten somebody to do it for him.
Yeah, he would have just lost. He kind of gets us to go, like, to open the door anyways, but... Yeah, so to even get there, you have to get these 2 pieces of the medallion, and then you have to go to the hidden path to the Haligtree, which is in the Grand Lift of Rold, and so you have to go through this, like, little area, this little, like, mini dungeon, and the first thing I noticed is, I think it's just Vulgar Militia, and I walked up and they got me. Like, I haven't been destroyed by a smaller enemy in a while, and it telegraphs pretty quickly, like, this is not going to be easy.
See, Brad, that's where we are not the same, is when I died, was not even surprised nor shocked. I was like, yes, this will happen multiple more times. It is early. But yeah, no, I died a lot. Like, I died a lot before this portion of the game. I died a lot more during this portion of the game.
And it doesn't get easier.
No, it only gets exponentially harder.
Yeah. You, in this hidden path, too, that, like, little area, did you know you can jump off of that main walkway and there's a whole, like, hidden invisible pathway and, like, secret bosses?
Nope. Not surprised at all, though.
Yeah, they're down there. It's a stray mimic tear. They kind of, the death root thing goes off. You get a death root notification on your phone.
Yeah.
It's like death root within...
Like an Amber Alert goes off. Like your phone starts
death root alert.
Yeah. Stay inside.
Yeah. Something is fucky here. But you get out, and then you're in the Consecrated Snowfield. And this area, heavy blizzard right away. And everything is mean. Nothing is easy in this entire area. And I hated the first section when you come out and you can't see anything. I found that very annoying. But once it clears up, it's all right. What were your thoughts on the Snowfield?
I am never a big fan of, like, taking away my vision in the game. Like, whenever there's a sandstorm, a blizzard, or whatever, or your flashlight goes out. Yeah.
You said sandstorm.
Oh, Darude.
Yeah, Darude.
No, I like the Consecrated Snowfields. I remember I really employed your early game tactic of, like, just running away from everything.
Just run.
Because up until this point, also I tried to kill everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill everything. And at this point in the game, I was like, no, I just want to get to where I'm going. I'm sorry. Let me sneak past you there. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, Oops gonna just run right by you here. You say hi to the pilgrim, he turns into a rune bear.
Yes. Like, that's not cool, man.
That is literally not cool. Why don't you turn into a homie? Why don't you turn into my best friend?
Yeah. The only friend I have is a vegetable boy.
Pretty.
And a mimic terror that looks just like me. Poker nights is really lame. One of them doesn't talk and he just copies me.
Yep. And the other one's you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the one that doesn't talk. I don't know if mimic terrors would talk.
No, he's just going to copy me.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Bach's not saying anything.
I don't think I could handle hanging out with myself.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
I'd probably be annoying.
No, but I don't think there's a single... I mean, I could maybe invite the Pope Turtle to play. He seems kind of cool. Or the giant EG.
EG would be cool.
EG'd be a good
Muriel couldn't get in the front door.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we'd have to bring the poker table to him.
Yeah, we'd have to work something out there. But as far as a poker game, now I'm thinking. I do want EG there.
EG is a must.
I wouldn't want Blythe. Blythe is just... He would talk about Ronnie the whole time, and it'd be like, dude, we're not talking about Ronnie tonight.
He would be good, though, because you could just get him out of the game real early and make some easy cash. I feel like he's not good at poker.
No, he's just thinking about Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'd like set his cards down while he's talking and just face up and just has no idea what's going on.
You know that line in Little Rascals, like, I wonder if she's not thinking about me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just a lovesick puppy.
Yeah.
And she's into me. Yeah. And he doesn't like that.
Yeah. I don't want to be the one to break the news.
Yeah. No one tell Blythe that I'm dating Ronnie. I'm fucking serious, guys.
Looking at you, EG.
Yeah. Alexander would be fun to have at a party. He would.
Yeah.
He might eat too much.
Yeah, your catering bill is definitely going to go up. Yeah.
Yeah. Blackguard Big Boggart. He would make some good shrimp. He'd make some good crayfish. I wouldn't. Yeah, he'd be fun to have there. Not the dung eater.
No, never.
Leave my crotch alone, buddy.
Yep.
But there are only a number of dungeons and locations in the Consecrated Snowfields. One of them right away is the Consecrated Snowfield Catacombs. In my notes, I just put down, this is a bad place. It's not a really unique looking dungeon. There's like some snow in it, but they're just like Erdtree burial watchdogs as regular enemies, and that's not acceptable for me. I can't do that. You'll find an Albinoric Rise. This is the solution to this is you have to make the imps fight each other, which they're just trying to start like an infighting ring. I don't know. Does this person just really hate imps? He's like, you can't come in my house unless you can get them to punch each other.
Sounds like some shit Patches would do.
Yeah, Patches. I don't know. He wouldn't be invited to the poker game.
No.
I would invite him out to the bar.
Yeah.
Patches would be fun to drink with, but he would also get me into trouble.
My buddy, who I used to work with, he just quit. But he started playing Elden Ring for the first time like 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
He's like level 90 something.
Yeah.
And he's not even through the academy yet, but he ran into Patches. And the first time you encounter Patches, he like jumps you, you know? He killed Patches just right then and there.
You don't know not to necessarily if you're new to the series.
So I'm excited to see, because I didn't discover Patches until someone told me to go look for him.
Yeah. I think it might have been me that told you.
Yeah, it was you or Justin.
Yeah.
I was like, who is Patches?
Well, because, we wanted you to go get Margit Shackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Albinoric Rise, though, you get inside, you get a Glintstone Craftsman cookbook, and there's a Graven Mask talisman. Just northeast of there's a Great Worm, Theodorix. I don't know where they get these names, but that's Theo.
I'm just glad it doesn't start with an M.
The description is once a troll, but was transformed into a lesser dragon for the sin of dragon communion. So I think trolls worshiping dragons and becoming like the troll dragon is a scary concept.
Yeah.
He looks like every other one, though. Yeah, this Great Worm. He was a hero of the war against the giants, but...
Could you imagine like becoming a dragon because you worship them only for them to call you Great Worm?
It's like, I'm a dragon. You're a worm, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't stick the landing. You started off well. Also, I imagine you're eating those dragon hearts, right? Like that's how you become a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would taste like or if they'd be good, but
Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen.
She eats a horse heart.
Yes, but it's a heart nonetheless. So I have a little bit of expertise in the situation.
Because you watched the show, or
I watched an interview about the scene. She said it was made of Jello, and she vomited or almost vomited multiple times. But she ate that whole fucking thing.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah, she said it gave her a horrible stomach ache, and I feel her because I'm not a fan of Jello unless it has vodka, and it's given to me when I'm very drunk.
If you don't want to get drunk eating your horse hearts on set, though.
No, that'd suck.
No, maybe. Right next to this boss, though, is the Cave of the Forlorn. Beautiful, stunning dungeon. That's the one that's got the ice floor. And you're walking over it, and then you actually come under the ice, and you're looking up at where you walked before.
Yeah. I was glad it wasn't like Mario when you were running on it, but all I could think of is like if I took off running, how you just don't move for a second. I was like, I'm so glad these mechanics don't exist in this.
Yeah, if they had ice mechanics, it would not be. It'd be tough.
It'd be way harder.
You're trying to sneak around all these misbegotten, and you just slide right into them. And it's like awkward. Like he wakes up, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?
Like, you weren't supposed to see that. Go back to bed. Would it kill you to put a fucking rug down?
This is dangerous. You break into their house and sue them.
Yeah.
I fell on my golden epitaph sword, you dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You broke in. Yeah, I got a good lawyer.
Yeah. Kenneth Haidt would be my lawyer. This guy is great. I like him.
Jim Carrey and Liar Liar before He Can't Lie.
Yeah. He was cutthroat then.
Yeah. Well, he even says like the burglar falls through the skylight and gets cut, and she's like, "My sister had to pay the burglar $2 million," and because he can't lie, he's like, "I would have got him 10."
Yeah.
So I would have hired.
So it's not even a lie.
Yeah.
The boss in here is a misbegotten crusader. You get the Golden Order Greatsword, one of the legendary armaments. It's a greatsword made of light, modeled after the Elden Ring itself. It was forged by King Consort Radagon to symbolize the tenets of the Golden Order, and telltale signs betray that this was once bequeathed to him by his first wife, Renala. She got him a really nice sword, and I don't know if he just like threw it in a cave or someone stole it, but what do you do with all of your old mementos from a previous relationship? You can't bring it home.
No.
I mean, America would be pissed.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this sword?
Found it.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever do a great sword or a big ass weapon run in Elden Ring yet?
No.
Every time I pick up one of these great swords, I want to do it.
You should do it then.
I know. I really want to.
Just those monster ones are like the giant colossal hammers.
Yes. Or the giant, the one that has like the spiky wheel on the end.
Giza's wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool.
It's so
just
enticing.
There's too many.
Yes. That, and I'm just such a cheese boy with the spell attacks. So
yeah, I've gotten very used to my sorceries, and I don't want to abandon them.
Yeah.
Although I did for this at one point today. Yeah, I watched this great video where professional like swordsmen and just like weapons experts watch the gameplay for these weapons, and they break it down to like, this is actually good. Like, this makes sense.
Is it by Vanity?
Maybe.
It's got like the blue background, little picture in picture.
And he's like an older guy.
Yeah.
But he's like, he sees them using a giant anchor. He's like, this is pretty dumb. But he's using it like how you would, but it's stupid. No one would use a giant anchor unless you're having like the drunken pirate build, which maybe I will.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that on one of the casts, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But there's an Erdtree running around outside. If you follow the river there, the frozen river, you run into Anastasia, the Tarnished Eater, for the third time. This ogress is pretending to be a maiden, still eating people. I put her down, though. You gotta do it. Get yourself a somber ancient dragon smithing stone, one of 8 in the game, that maximizes your special weapons, so that's good. If you head down south of there, there's a caravan, and if you go fight that caravan in the middle of the night, there are 2 Knights Cavalry.
No.
Pass.
Hard pass.
Yeah. You have to beat both of them. If you only beat one, that spawns again.
See, I don't find them very hard when I'm on torrent, because like one-on-one, you can get away on torrent, but I don't think I would fuck with 2 of them at once.
It's like Mongolian tactics. You just go in and like hit them once, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go hide now. Just ride away and then come back. Ranged combat if you can. They're dicks, but this is how you get one of the dopest armor sets in the game, the Knights Cavalry set, so you can dress up like them.
Then maybe it's worth it.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's probably worth it.
It ain't easy. And you get a flowing curved sword out of the caravan. This legends speak of a master of the sword, garbed in blue, and his curved blade patterned after flowing water. allegedly, if you dig into the lore, which we watched an hour-long video today, we delve.
Yeah.
This was Melania's mentor, the guy that helped seal the rot god down by the Lake of Rot. Dressed in blue, potentially blind, I believe, and this is his sword. But it's just sitting in there now. If you go down southwest of here is the yellow.
That's not, you're doing good.
Yelu Annex Tunnel.
You do not want to ask me how to read a word I've never said out loud.
They don't say it in the game. How am I supposed to know?
I got a bad track record.
The etymology isn't even hinted at. Inside of this fucking tunnel is Estelle, Stars of Darkness, another of the giant bug manticore outer space monsters.
This sounds like something out of Rick and Morty.
Oh,
Like, oh shit, come on.
Holy shit, we gotta get out of here.
That got really out of
Oh
hand.
my god!
Oh jeez.
It picked him up!
I don't know about that.
There's 12 of them now. I believe I watched the video that this enemy has the strongest attack in the game.
Really?
They had to, someone like hacked their health to be like 50 times the maximum possible one to survive its special attack where it like grabs you. And there's a rare attack where like it's 12 of them spawn around him and they all like attack you at once. Very cool.
Yeah.
I do like the look of this. You get the sorcery, the meteorite of Estelle, and it's the manifestation of the power with which Estelle leveled the Eternal City, which we will see in a later episode. Outside of this tunnel is the ruins where there are trolls that have the flame of frenzy. They listen to one too many metal albums.
Yeah. I mean, those are just two things you shouldn't put together.
Flame of frenzy, though, I don't know. Maybe it's more like country music than metal. Like you just lose your mind.
It depends on the country artist. Yeah. If it's like some like...
It's the Flame of Frenzy is Nickelback.
Yeah, there we go. That's good.
They lose their minds.
But it's just one of their B-sides on repeat. It's not even like a song you would
It's
know.
How You Remind Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is not a B-side, but still... You know, I used to love that song when I was a little kid. And then I grew up and was like, nah.
I remember Sum 41 cover where they call it the Canadian National Anthem. And that was a good one. But yes, you can head a little north of there and you'll get invaded by a sanguine noble. This is essentially a mini Moog. It's a little person wearing all the cool like blood robes. And they're protecting a portal that'll take you to the Mogwin Dynasty right over there. And this is also the most difficult wandering mausoleum northwest of here. The big walking guys. Because it attacks you. It like shoots storms and like lightning at you.
I didn't even try to bring him down.
Not lightning. They shoot like catapults. Yeah. I've never had issues with them before. And I died a bunch, actually, this most recent playthrough.
I did not need to cash in or any of my remembrances. So I just kind of was like, yeah, we'll deal with you later.
Yeah. You'll get there. Before New Game Plus, if you ever do. Which I will not until the DLC. I don't want it to be harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I like difficulty.
But you're not a masochist.
I don't want to hurt myself. And then northwest of here is the Apostate Derelict. It's a ruined church for those who renounce their religious or political belief. So I think it's like, it sounds like a cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go there. I'd open a bar there. This is the Apostate Derelict. It's happy hour, so $3 drinks.
Yeah. $1 PBRs on Mondays sort of thing.
We'd have one of those stupid specials where you get all you can have 10-cent martinis, but you only get one at a time, and the service is incredibly slow to get them.
Yeah.
Yep. So you actually only get two in the course of an hour.
But you still leave there talking with your friends like, I mean, it's a good deal.
It's still a good deal.
Maybe next week it'll be faster.
It is the worst martini I've ever had.
It was cheap, though.
It was 20 cents.
Yeah.
But I had to get tater tots. You have to get food. But yes, this is the culmination of a quest with Latenna the Albinaric. She is Albus's friend. We picked her up. She is a second generation Albinaric, which means, I believe they're the second generation. They look more human. She can't walk. Her legs have gone bad. Gideon killed her wolf, Lobo. I did. I was mad, I guess.
How dare you?
You know, fuck you. And he just curb stomps her dog. It's crazy. Allegedly, there's no proof. No proof.
Yeah, naturally.
But yeah, you bring her spirit all the way up there, and you find this like giant sleeping woman, and they don't really explain what's happening here.
You know, that's pretty common, though, for the game, because for the large portion of the game, I was really confused, and I just started to remember names. So we're making progress.
She goes like, "Oh, my sweet slumbering sister, take this birthing droplet, and like, you'll save all of the Albinarics forever." And I was like, "Wow, what is?"
You could have done something incredibly amazing.
Did I miss an episode?
You could be totally revered right now by the Albinarics as like a savior, and you wouldn't even know it. And in the moment, you're like, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, this is still cool. I have no idea what we're doing. That's a big woman. She's a big lady. And my spirit ash is talking to it. I guess it gave her a birthing droplet. Where did we get it? But this is the culmination. You get the silver mirror shield here. It's the shield carried by Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree, which we'll see her in a bit. And the big lady's name is Philia. Yep. Philia is a giant Albinoric woman sleeping in a church. That's my notes for her. And that's all we know. There is a very mean deathrite bird right around the corner here as well. And he's a dick. But we're heading to the Ordina liturgical town. This is the final passageway, the block. This is the final obstacle to getting to the Haligtree. I'm trying very hard to get killed multiple times in this episode because apparently I need to get to the Haligtree. But what was your thoughts on the Ordina liturgical town, Tyler?
Much like the rest of the game, it was cold, it was hard, and at this point I'm running for my life, just trying to get to the Haligtree, because it happens with me in most games like this where you play for a long time. Normally in like an RPG, I'd just say fuck the side quests and I start doing like the main quests.
Yeah.
But once I got to the Consecrated Snowfields, as anybody who's listened to this podcast realizes, I kind of fell off of Elden Ring for a little bit. So I've been battling attrition. Like,
this is the worst place to come back into Elden Ring.
Yeah. In fact, I had to make a new character and play through the first couple bosses just to get my bearings back.
Yeah.
And
it's tricky going from, because I went from Ragnarok back into Elden Ring, and I was like, okay, what are my moves?
You know what's adorable is I read on...
The axe doesn't just come back?
No. Yeah. I read on Reddit about Hogwarts Legacy. Someone was like, the game is surprisingly hard. It's also very Souls-like. And I read that before I played the game.
Okay.
And I bought the game day one. I didn't play it till like the nighttime though. And so I had that as my preconceived notion of what the game is, and I beat it, and it is not at any point Souls-like, and it's actually not very difficult at all. I beat it on the hardest difficulty very quickly.
Maybe the person writing it just sucks at video games.
They do, because then I jumped back into Elden Ring feeling like, okay,
maybe I'm better now.
Maybe I am just really good at games. And then Elden Ring was just a slap in the face of reality. Like, no.
Yeah.
You're not even in the same league.
Well, and it only gets more difficult. The liturgical town is a long abandoned town in the snowfield. If one wishes to open the gate, they must enter the Everjail and light 3 statues in order to proceed. This is known as a fuck you, we don't want you to have fun area. The town seems nice enough before you go in the Everjail, but you have to light these 3 different statues up, and luckily, if you die, they stay open, but I would recommend to equip a torch. What is it? The St. Trina? Not St. Trina. The torch, the ghost flame? The one that shows invisible enemies, because there are Black Knife assassins that have been locked in this Everjail that are stalking you. And not only that, those are bad enough. There are also the Albinoric archers, which are the most insane ranged attackers in the game. They can't move, and they don't need to, because they have insane accuracy, and they will just... You can't poke your head up. They dominate you.
Yeah.
And you have to navigate this Everjail to light all 3 of them. Doing this, though, will unlock your way into the Haligtree. Before you go in there, don't forget to pick up the Black Knife armor set underneath the stairwell that's on the portal. It's a dope looking armor set, and it's silent, so when you wear it, you don't make sound, which is good.
Yeah.
And why the fuck would you make your portal send me to a branch? What the fuck?
Well, you should have been warned at Stormwind Castle, right? Stormvale. There we go.
Stormland Castle.
Stormville Castle Land, with all the crazy platforming that.
I like that name too, Stormville Castle. I'm sorry.
With all the crazy platforming there, that it would make a reappearance in a major way at some point. I mean, it's been around for the entire game, but I felt like the maze branch thing with giant fire ants and bubble men was really irritating.
I kind of love it though.
Well,
I got up there, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Once I figured out, because I died a couple times, obviously.
Yeah.
Once I figured out where people were, I could get around pretty quickly and just sneak attack them. So that was my method from here on out, essentially.
Yeah. You can get through a lot of them quite a bit. These Oracle envoys, they're not hard, but this area specifically is designed to be fucking their bread and butter.
It's not a terribly hard area, but if you draw too much aggro with the ability of not being able to roll just whichever direction you want, and the fact that you will be destroyed by more bubbles than a 3-year-old's birthday party, it just drove me crazy.
Dude, an Oracle envoy at a kid's birthday party would be the best entertainer.
Yeah.
They're like, who is this big round guy wearing this big head? Because we don't see what they look like under there, but this guy just shows up and he'd also be good at music festivals.
Yeah.
Just tripped out like, dude, I could fit in that bubble.
I'd be like the Wicked Witch of the West, bro.
Dude, I'm stuck.
Wait, Wicked Witch of the East comes down in a bubble. The West is dead.
Honestly, it's been a while.
Right? Yeah, something like that. She came down in a bubble, Doug.
If next time you're watching Wizard of Oz, that snow is asbestos.
Yeah.
I think it's asbestos.
It is, yeah. And did you ever try to go back and see if that little tiny guy killed himself in the...
It's not true.
Yeah, see, I knew it wasn't, and I got into an argument not too long ago with a buddy of mine about it.
People like to spread their myths, though.
Yeah.
The canopy is surrounded by the Oracle envoys, though. I love the description that their ashes have. It's like, when this band shows up, it's like, what does it say? They don't know much about, it doesn't say much about who they are or what they are, but when this band starts playing music, it heralds the coming of a new age or a new god. And they're just these big roly-polies, weird-looking fuckers.
Very slow telegraphed attack that you should be able to dodge very easily. You know, because they spin around so slow and then bring it down.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're telegraphing it, and I always miss the dodge.
I like that they take their guitar and hit you with it. Like,
yeah. They
try just to blow their bubbles, and they just wind up and smack you with their horn. I like these enemies. There's this one spot, though, where it's like this long branch to get to the town, and there's just one guy who's like... he shoots 5 bubbles at a time, which is cruel enough.
Yeah, and it's so long that there's no chance. I had 0 chance of not getting hit. I don't think I made it through unscathed, despite how many times I tried.
Yeah, that's one where I would always pop an extra my flask, whatever the fuck that thing is. Man, there's too much Elden Ring in my head. I'm forgetting even
the physics flask.
The flask of wondrous physic.
Yes.
The physics flask.
Just so you can get that one free hit.
A squared plus B squared. No, that equals MC squared.
This is my Pythagorean flask.
This is my geometry flask. But yeah, I always plan on getting hit at least once, and then you don't really have time to heal before he shoots more bubbles at you. He's just giggling up there.
Yeah, and then when you try to drink your flask, you slow down and take those slow steps, and it's like that's all the time he needs to send another volley.
Yep.
So you're kind of fucked.
He just dips his little bubble wand right back in the thing.
Yeah. It's like, just give me a fucking second, pal. I did read on Reddit that there is a path you can take on the branch where you can jump down at some point, apparently, and kind of breeze by him.
Yeah.
If you run fast enough, you can get down there before he spots you, so you can make it further before he starts sending them.
He'll still get you once. But you can actually kind of get to a spot where he won't be able to attack you. They won't be able to attack you. And even further up there's only, I think, 2 of them, colossal envoys, the big ones. There's, I think, only 2. But that's where you get the ashes if you want to summon one of these fuckers. to play music at your kid's party, that's where you get the spirit ashes to do it. I love the next section. It's just called Haligtree Town. It doesn't get its own name. It's just
with
Haligtree
all
Town.
the names. I don't even care that they phoned that one in because they probably would have named it something that would be difficult for me to remember.
It's New York City, New York. It's on
Yes.
on your envelopes. Put it to Haligtree Town, Haligtree.
Yeah.
And this isn't a great town. There's a couple churches, no bars. I don't see
zero restaurants.
no food.
Yep.
There is some putrid corpses.
There's fucking clickers.
Yeah, they are clickers, aren't
Yeah, when I saw the clickers, I was like, yo, Last of Us is everywhere, man.
they? Yeah, I guess Last of Us did come first, but
Yeah.
I'm excited for tonight's finale.
I didn't watch the last episode yet, but I've beaten the game 1,000 times.
Tonight is the last of The Last of Us season 1.
I know. I kind of say when I heard how good the last episode was, I was like, I'm just going to save it and do a double feature tonight.
You already know what's going to happen.
Well, I don't know now because with the minor spoilers I've heard from the last episode.
I think from what I've heard, it's supposed to just be more hardcore than what they did in the game.
I don't see how that is possible.
In this Haligtree Town, you'll find putrid corpses, Miranda blooms, misbegotten, giant fucking ants, and a couple of battle mages.
Ants don't bother me.
No, they function very similar to how a regular ant does, except it's just big.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about them is when they pick you up with their mandibles and crush you.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times, well, I guess it was only a handful of times I got thrown off a branch by one of them because it would pick me up and just be like, it just yeet me off the side.
That's the move. I'm not going to be able to resist going up behind a misbegotten and doing that secret backstab and just kicking him off.
Yeah.
It's funny every time.
Always gets a laugh.
It's always gets a laugh. These putrid corpses will wait around the corner, though, and fucking grab
Lots
you.
of ambushes.
Lots of ambushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's, I know, right, like after you get off the branches, I think it was like the first landing where you start like going up and down ladders a whole bunch right at the beginning there. Mm-hmm. There was like 3 of them with one of the beast guys sitting outside a door.
Yeah.
There's one kind of off to the side. So I picked him off with my spells and I was like, look at these 3 dumbasses just staring off into nothingness. With my one track mind, ran right up behind him. A fucking clicker comes out of a doorway.
Yeah.
Oh, that pissed me off.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, because then he alerts his other buddies, and I used all my flasks just getting out of that alive, and was like, "This is gonna be shit."
Again, this town is horrible. I didn't see a single bed.
At least we got a grace site.
I didn't see any running water.
Oh no, though that explains the restaurants. You need running water. FDA shit.
You want to, yeah. You really want to.
You're gonna need those dishes.
Yeah. This is just a little area. There's you can find a couple talisman that are fine. There is a leonine misbegotten, not leonine, but like one of the big guys, and they're all in worship. I don't know why they just see you and assume like this guy's bad. When you're hanging out with a pretty eclectic group of people, this is all of the friend groups at like a party that have never met. Like the battle mage is hanging out with the corpse, which is hanging out with like someone brought their giant ant, and then I mean it's just. Why do they look at me and assume like, oh, fuck this guy?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's supposed to be for everyone. I just want to come and get some refuge here.
Yeah, I'm just here to kill the lady at the bottom.
So what is happening at the Haligtree, though, is Miquella, their leader, like, he said that he promised everyone, like, things will be cool. I'm coming back. Like, everything's going to be fine. He's not back. He's gone. And so everyone's still just like praying and screaming up at the sky, like waiting for Jesus to return.
I mean, what else are you going to do, though? Like, that's their only play.
Find a hobby.
Yeah. That's like if you make plans with a friend to like go get food and they don't show up. Like, how long do you wait for the friend before you're like, all right, I guess I'm just going to order?
I don't wait a second. I at least get a beer. I mean, if they say they're coming for food, I will wait, But
then, like, what if 20 minutes goes by?
I will get another beer.
Yeah, there you go.
It depends on how hungry I am. I would probably just drink.
I will be shit-faced when they arrive, and I will make them pay for my meal.
By that point, I'll probably be best friends with the bartender and get a free shot. Who knows?
There you go.
Hopefully. I just play up the fact that my friend sucks, and we'd just be really mean to you when you did show up, Tyler, because you are late to things sometimes.
You know what? I run on my own time.
And they took an hour from us today.
Yes.
At the end of the town, you will hopefully get by the 2 battle mages, but then you run into Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. This is our second time fighting Loretta. She originally worked for the Carian royal family, and this is one of those weird things where she's just 2 places. She left behind like a really stinky fart, and you can smell her when you walked in that room. Mm-hmm. For some reason, she's at both spots, but she used to work for the Carians, and she has instead like devoted her life to protecting the Haligtree and trying to help the Albinarics getting to a safe place. She is even rumored by some to be an Albinaric, but that's just like me going to gay bars, and everyone's like, "Is he gay?" I'm like, "Nah, dude. I just love bars."
The service here is excellent.
I've never felt prettier.
Yeah.
People like me here. But no, she just loves she loves the message that Miquella has for the Haligtree. And so she abandons the Carians, and even like her weapon, it's got like what does it have? The weapon's blue glintstone has been replaced with unalloyed gold. And yeah, and she has a horse she rides on for this fight, and she uses a lot of ranged attacks, so you want to close the distance if you can. Yeah. Did you like fighting Loretta?
Yeah. Pretty difficult. But I don't know how much of it is, like I've said, attrition, or am I using that word right? I hope so. Or if it's just because I'm not as good as I think I am at the game. I also
atrophy. You're losing your.
That's what atrophy, attrition, war of attrition. That's what I was thinking of.
Maybe it could be right.
Atrophy is when you come out of a coma and you can't use your muscles.
It's like when you do laser tag and it's your first time working out in a year, and someone's like, "My legs hurt." I'm like, "It's because you've never used your muscles."
Yeah. No.
Nothing got thrown at me.
She is difficult.
Yeah, Loretta's fun.
She's a good time.
Yeah. But any rumor of her being an Albinoric is made false when I stab her and she bleeds red. That's all the proof that I need.
Proof is in the pudding.
And then this next area is Alfail is what I'm going to go with, because I failed. I failed a lot.
Yeah. I'm really glad you're the one reading the names and not me.
Elfael, Brace of the Haligtree. So this is actually a brace, this little like village area. The Haligtree, when Miquella was taken out, I think it's one of those things where
he was structurally integral to the stability of the tree.
I think they needed his balance on top of it's life and death. When it's just death, it's not as good. And it's a bummer. The Scarlet Rot is just taking over without the balancing of Miquella.
Yeah, true.
But they built this like giant brace to hold it up. So despite that the tree is dying or dead,
but the town is the brace. Why would you want to live in a town that was bracing something that big? That's like living at the foot of a smoking mountain and calling it Pompeii and being like, yeah, all mountains smoke a little bit, right? It'll be fine.
Nothing bad's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
But also if you're an Albinoric, well, actually, they didn't even make it to the Haligtree. If you're a misbegotten, you just got nowhere else left to go. And I just want a place where I can just chill and read some books, play some board games. And I was promised that this place would have running water. And I got here, and it is just Scarlet Rot. And I'm thirsty, and this is bullshit. And Miquella left. I don't know if he's coming back.
It's going to be like one of those scenarios where you're like lost at sea, and it's just like how long before you start drinking the Scarlet Rot? How long before you start drinking the salt water?
How many ketchup packets did I bring? Because I'm eating those first.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
That guy, he survived. He made a ketchup soup.
Way to go, Putty.
Good job, dude. I think it was ketchup soup, right?
Yeah, do you think he eats ketchup now?
Well, I think it was Heinz. One of the companies, like, whatever it was, they want to, like, find him and, like, give him something because he survived on ketchup. And to me, it's just like, I don't know what you give a guy that lived on ketchup for 10 days.
Definitely don't give him more ketchup.
If anything, Heinz is the last person I wanted to hear from.
Yeah. I would never eat ketchup again.
No. Bring me some ranch.
Yeah. I'm a barbecue sauce man now exclusively.
Barbecue sauce sounds good.
Yeah.
I want some chicken wings tonight. That sounds good.
Dude, that sounds dope.
But this Brace of the Haligtree, when I played this the first time, my lovely wife was dog sitting elsewhere So I was in an extremely rare 3 nights in a row where Brad could stay up as late as he wanted and get stupid scotch drunk. My first time going through this area, I was lit. I don't even know how I did it, but yeah, I remember hitting my head on the wall quite a bit because this area is punishing. It's tough and it's confusing. It has like multiple levels that all have intersecting pathways up and down, and
just looking at it is anxiety inducing for a game that already has so much hidden shit.
yeah, and you can't miss anything.
Yes, and now they're like, ha ha ha, fuck you. Look at all the different ways you can go right now. And the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, where is all the hidden shit? Where's the ledges I can drop off of? In addition to now I have to explore all this shit.
There are dejected Haligtree knights and soldiers all hanging out. The grunts, the littler ones, have learned how to explode. Hello, good morning. That's a new trick. I don't like that. There's also, if you go all the way to the bottom, a couple of revenants, which that's too many arms for one being. You've turned into a spider, and you're running away from the first one. Another one's like, brrr.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't want to be down here. Why am I doing this? There's also 2 Erdtree avatars in this area. So this is definitely like derived from an Erdtree, the Haligtree, just by their presence because they protect Erdtrees. So I think that cues that it is a relative of the Erdtree. And then there's some clean rot knights as well. If you go through a couple of locked imp doors with the keys, you can find an incantation, the Triple Rings of Light. This was Miquella's gift to his father. Dope-ass incantation. And at the very bottom, you can find America's Sword Seal. This will greatly raise your mind, intelligence, faith, and arcane, but increases damage taken by a similar measure. If you go atop one of the bell towers, you'll find the Miquellan Knight's Sword. And this is a sword forged by servants of Miquella with a design modeled after those carried by Carian knights. Instead of the glintstone, it is the unalloyed gold, and it is described as a sumptuous piece.
A sumptuous?
I'm like, that is rich.
This is a decadent sword.
This sword, you can just taste it. It's sweet, it's round, it's robust, it's moist. What do they say on the Breaking Show?
What is it? The bottom?
Join us on our Patreon if you want to listen to us.
Soggy bottom?
The soggy bottom.
The soggy bottom.
Join us on Patreon if you want to hear an equally level of lore, detailed episodes about the Great British Baking Show, because it's coming. We're doing it soon.
Bring in my A game. I am preparing, and I would like to knock this out of the park.
We're gonna do the final season, I believe. The last one that's come out, but
yeah.
Yes, you can also find some spirit ashes in this area for the Clean Rot Knight Finley. She was the lady who carried Melania from Caelid, because Melania went into a slumber coma after she bloomed, and Finley carried her from Caelid all the way to the Haligtree.
That is a very long distance.
I would give up very quick.
Why didn't he just take there's got to be a portal somewhere.
Yeah, you take the wrong portal though. You don't know where you wind up.
He ends up at Moog's on accident. Oh fuck, man!
I'm back in Lane Dell again.
Damn.
But hopefully they found a sled or something.
Yeah,
like a Hodor situation with a cart.
Yeah, because that would be just.
It's a lot.
She is tall and lanky too, so it's not even a comfortable carry. You know.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't bring the prosthesis as well, so maybe it was at least one arm and leg you didn't have to carry.
But but she has it still, so it got there somehow.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah,
but you can get these ashes there. There's 2 somber ancient dragon smithing stones in this one little area. There's only 8 in the game, so that's cueing how tough this area is. Very much endgame content. You can also find 2 seedbed curses in this area. So the Dung Eater has been strapping dudes to a chair and fucking with their crotches around here.
That's gross.
The next episode in 2 weeks is when we're going to start finally discussing the Dung Eater in earnest. And because we're going to the sewers underneath Lane Dell, and I'm already dreading it because that is my second least favorite area in the game. We'll see if I
What's your least?
Far Missoula,
Oh.
which I'm not looking forward to that either. At least there's a cool dragon battle. But yes, then if you get through all of this horrible stuff, you can get to the Alphael, the I will fail interval. In here, it's kind of another fuck you area. If you head to the left, there's 3 Crystallians just guarding a rotten crystal sword. If you are a sadist who wants to collect everything, one of them will drop I think it's just the Crystallian rotten staff. And it took me forever, and I didn't enjoy it, so don't.
But the important thing is that you did it.
This area had some of the worst drops for me to acquire. But you find a rot swamp. This area has been fun enough already. If you look up Elphael and just the Haligtree in general, the message boards were very angry for a long time. They're like, this is the most beautiful area in the game, and it's stupid. They made it too tough, and it's cheap. And my second time playing through this, I'm like, it wasn't that bad, knowing what to expect, but a lot of people were livid. Like, you're playing a fucking Soulsborne game. Yeah. What did you expect?
Isn't the meme get good?
That is the meme.
Yeah.
And there's a dude running around naked with a jar on his head who got through all of this, and you're complaining? You have a t-shirt. That's more than him. This rot swamp, there's little kindred rot babies and lesser kindreds of rot. Across the swamp, across this long branch, is an isolated little pond, a little duck pond that it's actually an ulcerated tree spirit pond. And this is a mean tree spirit as well. I don't like the tree snake monsters enough, but you have to do this if you want to get the end of Millicent's quest line. She was up there before in the church, we can talk about Millicent now. Millicent is the lady with scarlet rot that we found in Caelid. Do you remember her?
Yes. You need to, the guy sitting in the chair, right?
Gowrie.
Yes. You have to go get the needle.
Yep.
For him, yep. And then you can go fix her up. I did that. I don't know the outcome of it yet.
The needle cures her scarlet rot. She will then move up to the Altus Plateau. She'll help you fight in like 4 or 5 battles. In the shaded castle, there's just like... See, I don't know how I remember anything.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in my brain with just Elden Ring. But in the shaded castle, you get the Valkyrie's prosthesis, which is kind of coded to be Melania's prosthesis.
And you can give it to her?
You give it to her at the Dominula Windmill Village, where you fight a Godskin Apostle.
Oh, no.
But Melania will help you fight it, so that's good.
Okay.
And
so will my Mimic here.
Yeah, and then she'll put on the prosthesis, so now she can wield a sword. Who is Millicent, we may ask? Millicent was found as a baby in Caelid in the swamp by Gowrie. And Gowrie is not a person. Gowrie is a kindred of rot.
I don't like him. I get creepy vibes from him.
It's like, you're just sitting here in this abandoned shack next to a big dying dog thing.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to
But he's
answer.
happy, so...
And he didn't try to kill me, so that was welcome.
I accidentally aggroed the dog to him, and I accidentally stabbed him, and he turned into a rot monster, and I said, okay. And I came back later, he's like, I bet that surprised you. I'm still here, bitch. And Gowrie, though, the kindred of rot kind of worship the rot goddess, and they want to usher in a new age with the rot being in charge. And Millicent and her 4 sisters were all found by Gowrie, and he wants you to help Millicent bloom into the lady she was destined to be. Which we don't really know what it is.
I'm just trying to help her out because I feel terrible for what I did to Bach, and I don't want to hurt anybody else.
I was like, you okay? You don't need anything?
Yeah.
I won't give you what you asked for, probably.
Yes. I did fix her up with the needle.
Yep, and the prosthesis as well.
Yeah, so this game makes me really on edge now because I don't want to hurt any more of my friends.
some like lady asks you to help her carry your groceries, and you're like, I don't want you to die.
Yeah. No, because then what would happen is I would be like, oh yeah, absolutely. And as soon as I grab her bag, she just turns into a fucking rune bear. And it's like, damn it.
Not again.
It's the third time this
Every
week.
time I go to Pick and Save.
Yes. I'm gonna stop. I gotta go to Myers.
Don't help people.
Yeah.
Go to the Piggly Wiggly.
Put your AirPods in and look down.
I do like shopping with my like earbuds and my headphones, whatever they are. They're not earbuds because that is a dog that plays basketball.
You got to be careful doing it though, because apparently I stepped in some nail polish that had broken.
That's just on you, man.
I didn't see it. It didn't. I had him in. I stepped in some nail polish, and somebody was trying to get my attention for a good probably 20 feet as I tracked a little spot of pink down the aisle.
You did it.
So maybe go one ear.
So Millicent, yeah. Tell me I put down her sister's name's good. This is the culmination of her quest line. You either side with her and fight her 4 sisters, or you side with the 4 sisters and 5 of you just destroy this one person.
See, now why would I help the person and then not fight on their side though?
Well, Gowrie, this rot monster's like, you should help the sisters because that's the only way for her to like fully develop into this monstrous rot goddess Valkyrie that he wants her to be.
But I dislike that guy and I don't trust him.
Well, I know. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying he's telling you to. And it's easier. It's an easier battle when it's 5 versus 1, but
That is enticing.
her sisters' names are some of my favorite names in all of Elden Ring.
Okay.
So the youngest sister, her name is Pollyanna. That one's cool. It has a little bit of flair.
Yeah. Rolls off the tongue nice. Pollyanna.
The other 3, Mary, Maureen, Maureen, Maureen,
Mary and Maureen.
and Amy.
And Amy. Why? I mean, it's refreshing to get some like.
I am Amy, Blade of Gowrie. It's not scary to me.
That's not scary.
This is my sisters, Maureen and Mary.
Who's the other one over there?
That's Pollyanna. She's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Pollyanna went to our school. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, she actually is the
Her name,
oddball.
she was born Pauline, and she was like, nah.
I'm changing my name.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be another Amy. If you defeat the 4 sisters, though, Millicent says, thank you, I have taken the needle out. She says, I will not be what somebody else tells me to be just because this rot monster dad that I don't remember wants me to be a goddess Valkyrie. She's like, I'm not doing what they tell me. And she'd rather die. It's pretty cool. And
That's what the lady wants.
give it to her.
Yeah.
Just don't turn her into a vegetable.
Ah, God damn it.
But you get the needle back, and this needle will actually cure you of the flame of frenzy if you get hugged by 3 fingers. That's another quest line we'll talk about another time. As you continue on further down, though, you go through a drainage channel because this scarlet rot's got to go somewhere. And you get down into this like outside area, and you have to go way down. There's a big church full of the Roddy boys, the Roddy people, and there's just a bunch of Haligtree knights on the side. There actually isn't a ton to find exploring that little area. There's a lot of like good materials for lilies and stuff, and you can get like a picker's bell bearing. Mostly though, you want to go through the church, and you're into the Haligtree roots. Now, this is outside of the boss area. This is the site of grace where I spawned more than anywhere else in the game. For sure. For sure.
It would be cool to get stats on where you spawn the most.
That'd be a fun stat.
Yeah.
I wish they had more stat tracking. Like enemies killed this, and times I almost threw a controller. They had motion tracking the controller or something.
Yeah.
Speed.
Distance controller travel.
Controller distance traveled.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a bloom outside of here. It is speculated that it's probably one of the sisters. You can also find the maiden traveling set, or the traveler set, which is worn by young women who set off into the world to confront their fate. But mostly what's happening, though, is Melania, Blade of Miquella. You haven't beaten her yet, Tyler, have you?
No, she's scary. I will say that her second phase, the cutscene and the cinematic that happens is probably my favorite in the game. It is absolutely gorgeous, but equally terrifying.
When you defeat a boss and then you're walking away and they're like, wait.
Yeah, no, then my soul dies a little bit.
And she starts flying and she's half naked with rotting butterfly wings. And she says, you will witness true horror. There's not enough diapers in the world for me.
That is actually legitimately scary.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even being sarcastic or trying to over-exaggerate. Like, that is terrifying.
And just getting through the first half of the fight, before you realize there's a second half of the fight, not good. She is famously the most difficult boss in the game.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that her sword will heal her is just like, that's mean. That's just, honestly, I think the game developers enjoy hurting us. I think they get some satisfaction out of it because that's just not right. What you did is not right.
It's frustrating. There is a legend that was born named Let Me Solo Her. You can summon in cooperators, and this dude, I forget the numbers. He's beaten Millennia an absurd number of times, enough to where From Software sent him a package.
Yep.
Like, I think it had a sword in it, and it was like a whole thing. Very cool.
I think we covered it on one of the Dogcasts too when we were doing news.
Oh yeah.
Somebody modded one of the ashes to put him in the game, so you can have a Let Me Solo Her. I mean, it's not put out by From Software, but somebody had already put him in the game.
I mean, usually you spawn in Mega Laser Master 69, and or some. That was my name at Laser Tag. Or you get some like douchebag who runs in and gets like Leroy Jenkins right away.
Yep.
But Let Me Solo Her. This dude shows up essentially naked with a jar on his head, and he just like, let me do the work. And he'll go in and do all of the fighting. You don't have to do any of it. And it's like an angel or something.
Yeah.
Angels are real, and they're naked dudes with jars on their heads. I have beaten Millennia twice.
Way to rub it in.
Yes. The first time, I didn't change my build, and I just hated myself. I wasted a lot of rune arcs, and I did a lot of the Sword of Night and Flame is what I was using before they nerfed it, so that was maybe one of the reasons. But this the most recent time, I tried to just mimic tear and sorcery and use my character as I built them, and it happened very quickly where I couldn't even get to the second part of the battle. I said no, so I larval teared it, and I made my character into a bloody samurai build, which is what you do when you are stuck.
Yeah.
And I went right back afterwards. I made sure to write my stats down because I conceded. But I did beat her.
But when the game mechanic is there for you to use, is it really a concession?
Yes. For me. For me. I can't just be a bloodlust samurai every time. It's like a stealth archer in Elder Scrolls.
Well, no, that's a little different though, because when you play Skyrim, no matter how you intend to play, the stealthy archer will find you and he will convert you.
Yep.
Every single time.
Oh, you want to sneak around and fight from a distance? What's up?
Yep.
I'm your friend.
Did they nerf her and then unnerf her like they did Radon?
I'm not sure. I don't think she's really gotten nerfed. I feel like she's been consistent. I feel like they kind of got the balance.
I know
right.
At one point they patched and it made her harder because part of her build was broken or something. It was like months ago. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
There was like something wrong.
My brain has this ability to instantly block out anything to deal with Millennia fights because it's just painful.
I'm pretty sure there was something wrong with her in game, and it was a flaw in the game where it made her easier to beat. And then they found it, and they're like, "Oh, that shouldn't be like that." And they fixed it, and it made her harder.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
I didn't tell you during the God of War Ragnarok episode.
Huh.
I didn't beat Gná the right way. There's a cheese way. Where
Really?
you freeze her, and I just threw spears at her from a distance, and I cheesed her.
Hey,
I was drunk and tired, and I didn't want to deal with it.
that's prime cheese territory then.
I was like, how to cheese? And it was like, boom, okay.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta get a little Velveeta with it, you know.
I was not getting enjoyment out of the game at that point, so I said,
Then cheese it.
cheese it.
Yeah. Is this
That's the Wisconsin phrase around here.
That's what we do. Does this food not taste good? Add cheese to
Drink
it.
more.
Yeah. That's the other way. Get drunk and put cheese on it, and you'll love it.
Wisconsin, their license plate says, get drunk and put cheese on it.
Yeah.
That's what her license plate should say. She does have the unique skill of the waterfowl dance. She jumps up in the air, and that means everyone fucking run! Get out of here! She's gonna do it! And it's this like nonstop, incessant, never ceasing, horrible, like a billion attacks that she does.
She started that attack, and I had low health, and I was like, "Oh, this is it for me." So I just put the controller down. I did my taxes. I brushed up on Duolingo, my German. I went for a nice brisk walk around the block. I had time.
Yeah.
And I came back, and she was still whooping my ass.
She was still whooping your
That is the longest attack in human history.
It doesn't stop. And there is a way to stop it. I forget what pot. You can throw a pot when she has that brief cue.
I didn't know about that.
No, you didn't.
You told me that just like an hour ago.
You'll know next time.
And I'm a pothead, so love me some cracked pots. Is it a specific pot I gotta throw?
You're a pothead. You said cracked pots. I thought you said crack pot. And now just imagine pots filled with like various drugs. You can throw like the weed pot at someone and they're like instantly stoned.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Vodka pots.
Vodka pots. Yeah.
You can put anything in there. A pizza pot. I don't know.
Pizza pot would just make you throw a big New Yorker at her and she just sits down for a minute.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Her and I would be like, let's talk.
Hey.
One thing that bothers me though, because you walk in and she's like holding her hands on the tree. She's clearly waiting for Miquella. She doesn't even know where he's at. And Moog has him. Moog wants to marry Miquella down in the basement. He's down there like, you're going to be my wife. Miquella's like, I didn't sign up for this. Plus, I'm in a cocoon, and I don't know what's happening.
And I think I might be dead.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. The DLC will tell us, but
Yeah.
So she doesn't know. I wish that if you had gone to Moog first, you could show up and be like, wait a second. I know where he's at. Let's go. We're a team. But nope. There's no peaceful resolution in this game. When you do inevitably defeat her, she drops the weapon, the Hand of Melania. Melania's war prosthesis symbolized her victory. Some claim to have seen wings when the weapon was raised aloft. Wings of fierce determination that have never known defeat. Not until I showed up twice. Take that.
Not till I've showed up 14, 15 times.
I think my first time it was like 60 probably attempts. Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's bad. No, I mean, she's the toughest boss in the game. I'm not afraid of anything in the game other than her. I would be willing. I saw someone do a challenge on where every enemy in the game was changed to Millennia.
Oh my God.
Millennia. And it looks like a different game when literally like a caravan has 30 Millennias around it. And you can get the incantation from the remembrance of the Scarlet Aeonia. Creates a gigantic flower that blooms into an explosion of scarlet rot. And but that halfway through the battle, she does bloom again. And then she starts using a lot of scarlet rot attacks, which you'll want to avoid and hide.
You got to get those, I forget the name of them, the bubbles. I just call them you know what I'm talking about, the red little jelly bean looking things that you can.
The preserving boluses?
Yes.
The boluses. And yeah. Melania, we could have talked about this. We could have been friends.
Yeah. Honestly, I wanted to because when I saw the trailer of you fighting Radon and that cinematic a little over a year ago, I was like, hey, you're my new favorite person in the game because that looks badass.
And Radon looks like the bad guy.
Yes.
Turns out, everyone's bad.
Yeah.
Except Radon's horse, Leonard. We are in support of Leonard.
Yeah.
As far as who I would play poker with, though.
I mean, I feel like
No one would ever invite Godric anywhere.
Yep.
Godric is the McPoyles. I think we even mentioned that him as a McPoyle.
Yeah, he's if the McPoyles just grafted into each other.
Melania, no. I'd want to hang out with Miquella, but it'd just be awkward because he looks like a kid. And, yeah. But I do like the episodes of Smart Guy. Like Smart Guy's a great show. So,
I would definitely have Alexander there. He seems like a good time.
yeah.
Patches is probably gonna cheat.
No.
Like we said.
Everyone's pissed off when Patches shows up.
Roderick, was that the sorcerer guy that died?
Rogier
would have been cool.
Yeah.
The Jon Snow fuckboy, not inviting
Dialos, no,
Yeah.
he's too obsessed. Hugh the blacksmith,
I was just gonna say,
he'd be cool to have
Yeah.
there. And Roderica, she's all right. I would also invite Philia, the giant Albinoric woman. And they're like, she hasn't said anything. I'm like, I don't even know if she's conscious. I guess my friend gave her a birthing droplet. She is going to save a whole race of people? Just get her a beer.
Bach pre-vegetable state. I mean,
He wouldn't be fun to hang out with either, though.
no,
He'd be like, I'm just so happy to be your friend. Just chill, dude.
Do you
It's
need
cool.
me to make you a blanket?
Can I sell you a blanket? Can I call you Lord?
Can I call you Dad?
Are you my dad now? Bach, chill.
Just can you go get me?
You're way too high on this energy. This energy is too much. You gotta bring it down.
Can you just go get me a high life, please? I got.
Yes, master. This is the best night of my life.
He'd
I've
come-
never had friends.
He'd come back and set the beer down and be like, "Oh, 4 aces, you have a good hand." Don't say that out loud, Buck.
Oh.
God damn it.
Please don't hate me. Yeah, I do enjoy the Haligtree though. I like this area quite a bit.
It's very pretty.
Just starting off in the branches. It's a fun challenge dungeon. It's got multiple sections. If anything, I'd say throw in a couple more boss fights because I'm a sadist. But I like it.
I like the platforming. I hated the platforming at Stormvale Castle Land because I felt like there was way too much to do.
Stormland Castleville.
But here, I liked the platforming. I mean, that also grows on you too. It's like one of those things like with any other game, the weird little nuances you have to develop when you play, like, for instance, The Last of Us. Yeah. Every time, or like any Naughty Dog game for that matter.
Jack and Dexter 3?
No, never mind. The Uncharted and Last of Us series. If there's a hallway with like a couple doors on the right, but it's very clear you got to go left, you always got to go check those rooms.
Yeah.
Because there's collectibles and shit.
Yeah.
When I'm playing Elden Ring and I get a nice platforming puzzle or area, the possibilities are endless. But once you get down further and you get into like the 5-story city brace thing, it gets a little overwhelming.
That is an overwhelming area.
I felt the same thing in the Capitol. When I was like, oh, I have to climb up a dead dragon.
That was cool.
That's where I got to go. See, I like that shit.
The Capitol is overwhelming too, and the sewers are the most confusing area. I don't know if I'll be okay going back in there. But one thing that I am thankful and grateful for is that Melania is the final hill, and getting through it again for this podcast makes me happy because I don't have to go and fight Melania again for a long time or ever again if I don't want to. I've done it twice now, and I feel accomplished enough with that. So that's the Haligtree. This is an episode that we held off for a while. We wanted to be ready, and I wanted to give Tyler more time to get through some of it because it is a punishing spot.
Yeah. And I'll get through the boss battle. I have no worries about that. It just takes me time to learn and get accustomed to the routine, the tells, and to be able to dodge. But with my game schedule essentially clear now.
For a while.
For a hot minute. I mean, I can't even think what's the next big release that I'm psyched for.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. And I'm not going to play the demo.
I didn't love the demo.
Why?
It was tough.
That's okay, though.
No. I like to be good at games. And this one, I'm like,
You have an entire you have Bloodborne tattoos. You love Elden Ring. You should like hard.
No, but when you put an entire clip into an enemy and it doesn't die, I was like...
Oh, is it bullet? Well, I guess the first one was kind of...
The Chainsaw Man, anyways.
Oh, my God. He haunts
on
me.
The next Hear the Dogcast episode is Raw Dogs 82, which it's a Patreon voted episode. We don't know the winner yet. It's close, but I'm very much pulling for great gamers in history, Alexei Pajitnov and Hank Rogers. It is the fucking story of Tetris. I'm a third of the way through the book, and it is the most interesting story I've ever read.
I don't know anything about those two men, so that'll be fun to have a nice little history lesson.
Let's just say Cold War, espionage, sneaking in behind the Iron Curtain to try and make a deal for Nintendo, where they would also, like, if you're caught, you are breaking a lot of laws. Dude, it's intense, and it's all just Tetris. Also, it's just, I was reading about the psychology of the game. It's fucking awesome. But hopefully that wins. Otherwise, it'll be, I think, Golden Years of Gaming 2001. Either way, we're going to do both of those at some point. Probably Elden Dogs will return in 2 weeks. We will be back to discuss the sewers below Lane Dell, and the Dung Eater, and Omens, and we'll see Moog at least a little bit. I'm not looking forward to any of this. And our Patreon members can look forward to an exclusive God of War Ragnarok episode. That was a very good episode.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yep, and that'll be coming out soon. It's already we recorded. I think I have to edit it today. I'm going to do, but we exist because of people like you. So thanks for listening. If you have any questions or thoughts about Elden Ring or anything at all, just let us know. You can reach out to us on Twitter at HotDogcast or email us at hairthedogcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well. And if you want access to like this episode, you'd get it much earlier, as well as, you know, all of other content, plus our exclusive like after show that we do, or our movie podcast where we're going to talk about the Great British Baking Show.
That I cannot even begin to explain how excited I am to do a podcast on an entire season of
I'm
that.
excited to do lore notes. Like, this is Trisha. Okay, she's a grandma. She's from Glastonbury.
And baking is her passion.
She's got kids, and they say she's a good baker, but is she? We'll find out. This is a soggy bottom.
Yeah, that's a soggy bottom right there. That sounds like something that the Coen brother, or from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That's all I can think of. The Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yeah, which just they have wet butts, I guess. But yeah, check us out on patreon.com/hairthedogcast. For as low as $3 a month, you can get some really awesome stuff and join our Discord family. Special thanks to executive producers Rykard Kristianik, Malekip the Black Blade, Blackguard Big Brian, Jordan Hoslow, Sorceress of Blood, and Festering Fingerprint Phil. I went out of the way to just do a little puns there. And I did want to call out a welcome to a new member on Patreon, because he was messaging specifically about Elden Dogs, and that's Kelly Gutowski. Thanks for joining us, Kelly. We appreciate you. Melania, I hope I never see you again.
I will see you in about 25, 30 minutes.
And Miquella, I'm excited to see you in September. I don't know if we said when the DLC might come. It's speculated after September at the earliest.
I think it's going to be pretty expansive. I think it's going to be a big boy one.
It will be a big boy.
I think it's going to be a big slice of pie. I don't think it's going to be just some piddly shit.
Piddly shit. Well, we look forward to it. And we'll see everybody next time. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Let me solo her. Sure, I don't care. You can do all... That's great. I thought I was going to get Mega Laser Master 69 again. That guy sucks. Bye.